Welcome back to Sweat Equity. Eric Valdez alongside Jules Johnson and Lynn Lopez, guys. All right, hope y'all having a great weekend like that. How's everything going?
Bro, it's hot.
Oh, fuck, bro. It was 99 the other day. All right.
Yeah.
In and out with the baby and the wife like that. I was like, hell no.
Okay, so the fat kid in me, when you said in and out, I was like, hamburgers?
Yeah, I wish we were going to hamburgers, bro.
Yeah, it's hot.
I hate driving, and then like driving and like running errands and like in and out the car, the baby's fussy and stuff like that, and it hot and miserable. I'm like, fuck no, bro.
I think yesterday I looked down at the the in-car temperature. I know that thing's not right, but that thing said 105. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro.
I'm over it.
I like it's miserable.
It's
No.
not August yet.
Man, I can't. Man, it's towards the end of August, it's gonna start to get better. I hope so.
I hope.
All right. Talk about hot. All right, I got a $5 million question for y'all. All right?
Okay.
Like this, okay? $5 million question. I heard this other day and it made me think. All right, like that. All right. For 50 days, all right, you have to survive for 50 days. All right, and at the end of 50 days, you survive. You get $500 million. All right, but you get to choose, all right, where you want to survive at. Either the desert, the Arctic, open ocean, or the jungle. Which one you going with to survive for 50 days for 500 mil?
Wow.
You just Lynn's face. She's like, "What?"
I'm already waiting. I'm like,
Listen,
animals.
I don't think she likes. I don't think she likes the jungle. I don't think she.
Arctic's out 100%.
No Arctic.
It's extreme.
Yeah,
It's too extreme.
yeah.
Bro, they all extreme, bro.
I feel like open ocean.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Would not be bad.
So you no. Are you serious?
I mean, it could
There-
not.
okay.
I'm thinking of all the predators already.
You have to put it. You have to put it in. All right. In all right. All right. So automatically dangerous. All right. To least dangerous. All right.
Right.
They're all dangerous. Most dangerous to me, open ocean. All right. You can't drink the water. You can't drink the water. So you're in the open ocean. How are you going to filter that water? You have no resources at all like that.
If you're just like, if it's like dude on a raft, like I'm not doing the
Okay,
Wilson thing.
okay. Let's say it's a legit boat. You know what I mean? It ain't no yacht. You know what I mean? You ain't no big pimping yacht. Yeah. All right, but you on a boat. You on a fisherman's boat. All right, and let's just take let's eliminate the thing of your boat capsizing. All right, so you won't get capsized. All right, like that. But like as for resources, you have very little, like very
I'm just gonna go ahead and
resources.
pick jungle right here.
All right, so jungle for you.
Jungle.
All right, so I thought about this when I heard it. All right, so ocean out the question. All right, because like you have very little resources. All right, very little resources. Freaking, you can't drink the water. I'm like, man, just fish the whole time, bro.
You're
Like
trapped.
that, just fish the whole time, and man, like I can't even think about like how you were able to take that, that water, that unpotable water into potable water to drink it. You know what I mean? Like that, and like, cause like how else are you gonna get a fire source? You know what I mean? Like that, you're not.
See, that's what was like. If you're on a boat.
All right.
And something goes wrong with your fire, you burn. Like,
Burn.
you're just trapped.
Yeah, bro.
That's the thing. Like, I couldn't deal with being
So then, all right, Arctic. I was thinking about Arctic. I was like, man, I just hate the cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a little bit more resources. It's not as dangerous. I'm like, like in the Arctic and desert. Like those are hot and cold, all right? But the thing is, you like as for predator wise, like you see any predators coming at you from a mile away.
Yeah.
So you're pretty good.
See, the thing about those that gets me though is the most dangerous thing about either one of those is physiological. Because if it gets too cold, like now you're fighting,
I like my
you're
fingers.
fighting frostbite or hyperthermia.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
All right, bro. We dig a hole, man. We get naked and just body heat, bro. Come on now. All right.
Are you gonna be?
He's gonna be the guy that you find in the fucking like elk
to be, all right?
body.
You already know what that is.
What was his name? With Tom Green got inside the body of that.
No. You're talking about Jim Carrey in the Rhino?
Jim Carrey got it.
Oh no.
Tom Green got it one in some movie. He did
Leonardo DiCaprio did too in that one with
in the Arctic, man. You're talking about Star Wars, bro. When Luke had to go into that freaking beast and like that. Yeah, that. So okay, I'm going with Lynn. All right, I'm going to the jungle. All right. You're not gonna. So many predators. You can't see anything a mile away. Like anything, like a spider can get you, a snake can get you, a leopard can get you, bro. Like anything can get you, bro. So, but the thing is like it has the most abundance, though. You know what I mean? And like you need fire, like everything, bro. Any type of animal like that you can hunt and kill. Like 50 days, bro. 50 days is like. Have you ever seen Netflix? I don't know if I told y'all this, but Netflix is called Alone, bro. That one. You mentioned it. I think I meant yeah. I think it's on Netflix, and I think like it starts on season 3. It doesn't start on season 1. And I saw that one, and I think these it's 10 people. It was like 5 guys, 5 girls, and like the winner. So the winner doesn't know they're a winner. All right, until everybody freaking either gives up or like taps out, like they call it like that, like they had to get medically cleared once a week, or they just tap out. They have a sat phone like that. And I think this dude, he probably went like almost 3 months, bro. And the thing is that they're all on separate parts of the island and stuff, wherever they get dropped off. So like I'm like, you just don't know like when you gonna win. You know what I mean? You can win in like 30 days, or this dude was like 3 months in. You know what I mean? 90
I was gonna say that's over 50 days.
That, you know what I mean? And so, but watching those things, I'm like, the first thing off the bat is like, all right, it's gonna get shelter and fire. Those are the first things that you need. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I ain't no expert, but for sure, you need to get shelter and fire like that, and then try to get your shelter off the ground. You know what I mean? Something like that. Right. So, but but I was looking, I was like, that's crazy. They were looking at highlights in the first season, and what they do strap you with. All right, so they do strap you with a bow and arrow. All right, and then you get to pick your your own favorite tool that like your survival tool to bring with you. That's it. All right, everything else they just drop you off, and you got to freaking do it on your own. Make your own house, make your own fire, all that shit. And I saw the first season, man. This dude, he shot a fucking buffalo, bro. All right, and they didn't kill the buffalo, but it wounded it. And then he tracked down the buffalo, bro, and he had a knife. He fucking just stabbed it a couple times, shanked it, and then bailed out before he got injured. It killed the buffalo. I was like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That would be the hardest part.
Yeah, killing stuff like that, like
killing an animal.
Like killing, because you gotta remember, like, you eat animals. Like, I'm not vegan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about that. But it's like you're the one that's killing it. Like, you have to actually do it.
It's a lot. All right, so okay. All right, not to be all sexist or anything like that, but the females did not. They did not freaking last that long. All right, yeah. Hey, like intellectually, they were very smart. They knew what to do, but as for they're chopping down trees and they're building their own little logs and stuff. Like, it takes a lot out, man. They like physically fit wise, like, man, like they just were not ready for the elements. You know what I mean? And that's what it really is when you're thinking about these 4 different scenarios of, do I want to be hot, cold, in the ocean or in the jungle? Like, I like the elements, man, is what's going to be a huge factor. Right. Like that. And like the women just could not do it. They couldn't go out every day and fish. That was draining a lot. I think there's like 2 of the ladies lived on berries for I want to say like 4 weeks, man, before they just had to give out. Like, berries, like, that's not enough calories. No calories at all. They had this one huge fat dude, man, on there like that. That dude looked like a stick by that time. And I think he was like third. He was third place when like that. He could grind it out. He had a lot. Yeah, he had a lot of calories, to live off on for the first 2 months, like that. But even him, what I mean, that's why like a lot of them, a lot of their calorie sources were coming from fish like that. But fish is such a lean protein, you know what I mean, like it wasn't sustaining them at all. And I mean, the one guy that did win, he was able to catch a lot of fish, all right, gather a lot of berries, but man, the one thing that saved him, man, early in the trip, he killed a deer. All right, like that. That deer lasted him for like a good month and a half.
And that's super lean.
Yeah, and then he was smart about that too, because he was able to lure in other bunnies and rabbits with that meat. And so like you get a big, you get a big freaking game like that early on, and then you like that. One thing they did have to watch out for were like for prey and predator, there was bears on there. All right. Going back to the bears.
Hey, look. I feel like as long as you leave that leftover stuff, they won't come after you. They'll be out here.
That shit is for real though, man. Like that, he really had to think like something like me, like being someone stupid. Like I would have killed that deer, fucking chopped it up all out in my campsite and stuff. Had the guts all out, and he was wearing the freaking the coat of the like that. Not even thinking that these bears gonna come in here and destroy everything I got, or probably even kill me. But that dude had like. He killed the carcass, dragged that carcass even further out, sliced it up, took all the meat, and then finally brought it back in, like that, and then he made like a little dehydrator, jerky microwave kind of thing. Bro, that shit, though, some of them guys, bro, are like, hey, you need something like that in your corner, man.
Yeah, for real.
Here's the thing about it, and look, shout out to all the survivors, bro. But those guys scare me, bro.
Yeah. They a little off. Are you gonna lie?
Like you're legit preparing, like to live your life like that. Like what do you know that I don't know, bro? Like,
Hey, bro, he want to get as far away from Uncle Sam as possible, bro. Off the grid.
Bro,
Okay.
Hey.
Do you like camping?
No.
How about you? Like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My family always goes.
Man, it's
that's
just.
why I chose the jungle. I know what to eat, what not to eat.
I just
medicine.
I just like the amenities of my own bed. Okay.
Eric's like, I'm going glamping.
Where's the AC? What is the deal with this? I mean, I don't mind being outside. Like, you can do all that stuff, but like at the end
he goes
of the
camping
night,
with an RV.
I'm not, like,
fully decked out.
Like, I'll be in the Winnebago.
For sure. Oh my God, for sure. All right, so you think you'll make it? Okay, oh man, $500 million. That's a lot of money.
I'll
man.
make it. I'll make it work.
You would spend like that's where you would spend the time, like, because now I have a goal. Like I know my goal. The end of it is you do what you have to do. You and especially if I know, like if you knew it, like let's be for real. Let's say somebody told you today, in 30 days, you had to go live someplace for 5 months. Oh,
so okay, I like that question because I'm about to ask you that. All right, so let's safe scenario. All right, and you get to train for it. You get to train at least 30 days. All right, you said 30 days. So you get to train 30 days. All right, like that. What are you focusing on to train in 30 days? All right, to be out there for 50 days for this 500.
My mind immediately went either like some type of first aid type of thing, or man, I don't know. Now maybe first aid just in case, because like you're out there with a broken leg, broken arm, hurt ankle, something like that's gonna slow you down.
How about you?
Archery.
Yeah.
Archery, because you need to have either archery or like spear hunting.
Spear hunting.
Yeah,
but
hunting.
the other thing that I would be like hyper focused on in that 30 days is putting on body fat.
Putting on body fat.
So you're outside. So depending on the time of year, you're outside. So I need to insulate my organs. And B, I don't know what my food source is. So I need to be able to survive for a while until I can actually get a good food source. And then let's say you're out there, like let's say Valdez, you're probably about 30% body fat right now.
No, no, not at all. I'm about 14 to 60% right now. 30, yeah.
And you're riding around. Let's say you're riding around 60, 75%, right? If you finally do get a food source, even if it's not as plentiful as it needs to be, it doesn't.
It's gonna be just enough.
You can. It can supplement, and your body can eat longer and eat longer.
Yeah,
I like.
I mean, because I'm not going out there like I'm not finishing a training camp and then like, okay, now I'm gonna go hang out for 50 days.
Nah.
For me, I just want to really specialize on freaking like what I can and I can't eat, like towards berries and leaves.
Yeah.
That like for me. And then on top of that, you know, like what certain, you know, roots or leaves and stuff like that I can make it, like if I ground it up and make it into ointment, you know, to like if I have a rash or, you know, like maybe the mosquitoes or something like that, you know, like mud is mud.
I'm just thinking of that movie Apocalypto, where that's surviving out there.
Dude, them motherfuckers,
because I'm gonna tell you what would kill me about the jungle.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
like what is it? Naked and Afraid, bro.
Oh yeah.
The majority of them, man, they freaking they catch something and that's why they lose. Bro, within hours, bro. Within hours.
I'm not doing that.
Mud.
I'm covering myself with mud.
Mud, 100%.
Like, stop biting, please.
Oh, bro, you just swatting and stuff. Nah, for sure. All right, that's good. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and change left field on this, all right? So, I know this is a big thing right now going in like that. And, you know, what are your thoughts on right now with this whole Mark Zuckerberg, BJJ journey that he's doing right now?
You know, I mean, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's, you know, it's kind of late in the game. I feel like he's one of those trendy guys. Because what's her name? Demi Lovato's been doing it. You know, you've got a bunch of people that have been doing it.
You think he's bored with his life?
So?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. How about you, Lynn?
Yeah, just this is something for him to do that everybody else is doing, so might as well.
I mean, you take anybody, it doesn't matter what you do, any career, and you get to the pinnacle of it, like you get to the upper echelon of it. You start doing weird shit, like send it like SpaceX. Yeah, I'm gonna send it right because Elon Musk, he's like, okay, I've done all this. It's time to do something else. Like I'm bored here. Yeah, I have to do something else. And so, you know, I mean, in all fairness, Zuckerberg hit his lick like when he was young. So he probably was.
How old is he now?
I don't even know.
But he hit his lick when he was young. So he's probably, you know.
If anything, I think he's like in his early 40s. I think so.
Yeah, but.
39.
39?
He's 39.
So, entrepreneur, born in 84. So
what's his net worth?
The year's active is 2004. So 20 years ago. So he was 19.
Yeah.
Which means he was 19 when he hit his lick.
What's his net worth?
Net worth?
Yeah.
Let's see. What is this?
You know,
$110.5 billion.
You know, how much?
110.5
110 bill?
Yeah.
110 billion. 110 bill.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. You know, freaky. You know, yeah, I think it's one of those things that it is getting boring. You know, like he's getting boring as just having all this money, doesn't know what to do and stuff like that. But then on the hindsight, you know, dude's taking it pretty serious for like, you know, just being a hobbyist or an enthusiast.
He has the means to be able to.
He really does. Yeah. I'm like, dude is training with the best of the best right now. I'm like, I don't even know what the hourly rate, you know, freaking Mikey is charging him or Israel Adesanya and all them.
But you got to think about what their hourly rate is, because when you really think about their hourly rate, even if they're charging, you worth.
If I was Mikey and I know I was
$1,000 an hour, you're charging this dude nothing.
Yeah,
like
literally.
Yeah, he doesn't even.
That's why I'm charging $10,000 an hour.
You know, if I was those guys, this is just me. Like, I'm setting up a contract basis. For like, here's the deal. We'll train. This is what it'll be.
Oh yeah.
Pay by the year and just get.
You know, you're buying bulk. You're buying sessions in bulk with me.
Yeah.
And then whatever.
All right, I'm gonna guarantee you your blue belt. All right, and it's gonna take 2 years, and you're gonna pay me X amount of money every month. You're gonna keep me on a
retainer.
On a retainer for sure.
Things like when you look around and you look at all the guys. Like you look at John Wick, Keanu Reeves.
Hey, bro.
Crazy good shape.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a purple belt. Is he a brown belt?
He's a brown belt.
Hey, yeah. Who's your who's your favorite celebrity right now that's doing
Tom
jiu-jitsu?
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Bro,
Tom Hardy.
Of
course.
I think he just got his purple belt.
I was like, I'm surprised she didn't say freaking Saved by a Bell, old dude.
Oh, Mario Lopez.
I want to get my hands on that.
Hey, but Mario being
Hey,
a
but
freaking.
he's been training for a while.
But he's a legit wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a legit wrestler. So, now, how about yourself? What celebrity out there, catches your eye that you like seeing?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's not really any, but it's only because I just feel like I don't know, like if I had to say it would be Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves?
It would be Keanu Reeves.
That's respectable.
I'm gonna go one, and y'all probably don't even know this one. All right, black belt under the Machados. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
Bud Bundy.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Heck yeah. He's in my favorite
when
show,
I found out,
Modern Family.
Modern Family's grandpa, if y'all don't know who that is.
Jay Pritchard.
All right, could have won state in high school if they'd let him in.
What old show was he on? Married with Kids or something?
Yeah. Right. When I found out, I was like, what? He's a black belt? And then the Machados, I was like, damn, man. But he's been training with them like early, bro. Early, yes,
Yeah.
I ain't like that. He might seem like a nice guy on TV, but he'll fuck your shit up.
That's what it is.
He has that vibe.
Like I see all the guys right here, but like Keanu Reeves, like you actually, like he does all that training for his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's doing all that.
Nah,
he's doing
bro.
all that pistol training. He's
Oh,
doing all
bro,
that.
I
Yeah.
love seeing that. Yeah.
He's doing all that, and so when you look at it, you're like, okay, this is legit.
Yeah.
He's not one of those guys that's like getting his belts because he's just doing privates.
Yeah.
So
you could in the movies you could tell the guys that kind of choreograph it like 2 or 3 times right before the scene, or the guys that went out and train like that, and then freaking they make it legit. Plus they're like, hey, that's not gonna work, and they like, no, this is how it's gonna be.
Right.
You know the difference for sure like that. Okay, so let's go back to Zuck. So this is one thing, and I this is only hearsay because he did his first tournament and he won, right?
Right.
He won. All right, I'm gonna say that in air quotes because freaking the first match he actually lost, and it came out rumors saying that he actually lost, and then he threw such a huge little freaking baby hissy fit, about losing to the ref and stuff like that. They redid it, and then he won the second time against the same competitor, like that.
That's the thing with these people with money.
Yeah. Have you heard that one?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
But I mean, here's the thing, because I don't know if he won or not, but I do know at 40 years old, Master 2 or Master 3.
He's Master 2.
Worth $110 billion.
Yeah.
And can train all day with Mikey Musumeci. He should be annihilating all the competition.
There you go.
Hey, but
Yeah.
I got white belts that I let them tap me out too. You know what I mean, and make them.
Yeah, but it's not that he taps out Mikey.
Yeah.
But it's the
just the
pool of
movement,
knowledge that he can draw from.
Yeah.
And I mean, 40-year-old guy. What do you have to do? You have to get up. You have to go to work. You have to take care of your family. You have to do this. You have to do that. I mean, this guy, company's running itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
The company's running itself. He's making money in his sleep.
I like it. That's how I've always told myself. I know when I'm successful, when I wake up and I don't have to ask myself, what do I have to do? Is what do I want to do?
Right.
And he obviously he's there in that space where he can say, what do I want to do?
Yeah, I mean, like legit. If I hit the Powerball is almost $900 million.
It's 875. I looked at it last night.
Yeah.
Still haven't bought a ticket. So it's
Bro,
like, yeah.
If I hit the Powerball, bro, A, I'm not working, but B,
Come on, we still need you on here, bro.
Yeah.
I can just record podcasts all day. Because I'm legit
True.
not going to work for what?
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, why would you keep your job? Why would you keep your actual job?
Hey,
if it's something you love, you do. But your job?
Bro, I told my wife, man, for a whole year, if I ever win money like that, whether I did that 50-day challenge and I won 500 mil or I win the Powerball, for a whole year, taking a vacation, you ain't seeing me and my family, at all for a whole year. Not because, I have the money and I can take a vacation. It's just, it's a bit, like, just so people like out the woodworks that gonna come out. You know what I mean?
Hey,
You know,
buddy.
I'm like, what the hell are you? I ain't grow up with you. How I owe you money? You know what I mean? Like that, whatever. Just so a whole year, let it all kind of die down. Like that, freaking, and then finally come back to earth. And try to like just stay away from all that drama. You know what I mean?
First day out, I'm like, here you go. Don't ask me for anything else. Like here, like I'm done. We're done.
Yeah.
I didn't even here you go. Whatever you gotta do.
That's a lot
and I'm out. Like leave me alone.
That's a lot of money. Speaking about money, all right, we're about to have a huge payday.
Who?
All right, Tyson Fury. All right, and Ngannou. All right, Francis Ngannou.
Oh my God.
I don't even know. Man, please look it up right now. Because I looked. I saw. I don't even think reports are out, but it already said in the contracts. I did see this for a fact that Francis, confirmed that he's gonna make 8 figures on this fight.
I can see that.
8 figures. What did 8
million?
What did Connor made 10, right? I think Connor made 10. When he fought Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather. Yeah.
Something like that. He made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money, bro.
All right, off the bat, who do you got? Who do you think? And then this is a strictly boxing match as well.
Fury. Yeah.
Fury. Man, but Ngannou is just.
I feel like
so
Ngannou
strong.
can punch and stuff like that, but I've just seen him more like gravitate more grappling, getting down on the ground and stuff like that.
And how many rounds?
I think they're still figuring that out.
Figuring that out.
Yeah.
How many rounds? All right. Whether it's 10, yeah.
It's even more than
What?
8 million.
It's confirmed already that he's getting 8 figures. All right.
It's 8
Yeah.
figures,
Yeah.
but not 8 million. They say it's more.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna be 8 figures. I'm not sure how much, but it's gonna be 8 figures. But going back, like, whether it's 10 or 12 rounds, like that. Freaking, I give Francis 3 rounds to finish it, and if he doesn't finish it in 3 rounds, for sure, Tyson Fury is gonna finish it. I have Tyson Fury winning this one.
Oh no! 4 days ago, confirmed 10 rounds.
10 rounds?
Yep.
10 rounds, yeah. I give Francis Ngannou 3 rounds to try to TKO or knock him out like that. If he doesn't finish it, I think this is going to be deeper and deeper waters for him, and Tyson Fury is just going to jab the shit out of him and freaking end up finishing him. You think Fury's going to finish him? Man, I don't know.
Bro, remember, we talked about it. Pure boxers versus MMA. And I get that Ngannou has some, boxing background.
Yeah.
But we're talking
It's not only boxing; it's just his power, bro.
Bro,
Hey, I think he
Fury's
can
been
pack a
in with
punch.
some
Yeah, but I don't think Deontay Wilder hit as hard as Ngannou.
He probably didn't. But I also don't think that who was that knocked Ngannou out the other day?
Knocked Ngannou out? I don't think Ngannou's ever been. I know he's been finished by Lewis, Derek Lewis, but I think that was the TKO. I don't think it was a clean.
TKO?
I don't think it was a clean knockout. You know what I mean? And that was early on in his career too. I think that was early in his career too. But as a clean knockout, I don't think anybody's knocked out Ngannou just
I don't think I've heard of anything like that.
one shot.
Decision. Lost the decision to Derek Lewis and to Stipe.
And yeah, and Stipe Miocic didn't knock him out either. I think, he lost by decision. Stipe just wrestled him,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So,
Unanimous is zero game. I don't know.
bro, that's gonna
Stipe
be,
does hit pretty hard.
either way, man. I think that's gonna be a huge draw. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be up there with.
You want to watch that?
I would watch it. Yeah, I would watch it. When's the last time you seen a super super heavyweight matchup like this? When's the
Big heavyweight
yeah.
matchup.
I haven't.
Because other than that, like nothing on the small guys. You know what I mean? Obviously, Canelo has a big draw. Mayweather had obviously brought a big draw. Freaking when's even Tank right now is having big draws and stuff like that. But man, everybody loves seeing heavyweights fight because heavyweight fight Yeah, you know freaking, you know, I'm like, it can end in an instance, or you know, it's gonna be drawn out, long, sloppy, and freaking and then even in the very end of the match, it might end at the end, you know, like that, you know,
all the way.
like that.
Last 30
Yeah.
seconds of the last round.
You know, you get the smaller guys, I'm like, man, the power's just not there no more, so you don't think it's really gonna finish, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
That's true.
But what's the last big heavyweight fight, whether MMA or boxing, that you can remember?
The last big MMA fight was Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, I was there for that one. You know,
those were good, bro. Those were
you know, even John Jones and Cormier was a big one, like that. But that's like a super fight. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even remember the big, like the.
Definitely not. I mean,
in boxing, I think in boxing you kind of got to go all the way back to like Tyson and Lennox Lewis. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're right.
You know who these people are?
I'm like,
yeah, you know, like that era has really, yeah,
like the I'm the guy at heavyweight.
yeah, you know that era has really been lacking for a long time.
That's it.
Nah, you know, Mike Tyson, yeah, of course. You know, Lennox Lewis.
Like,
I would probably have to say Lennox Lewis for sure is one of the greats. You know what I mean? You know, I think as for stature, as for Mike Tyson, he's not there. But as for boxing, he's better than Mike Tyson. He's the one that changed the game for heavyweights. You know, with the jab and stuff like that. He brought, you know, like that. And so freaking Lennox Lewis really changed the game for heavyweights, you know, like that. And it wasn't just power punching no more.
These crossover matches, bro, I'm just not really into them.
Bro, it's different. It's just going back to the one. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, people want something different. So, you know, I'm like, that's what it's, you know, like that's why people go to the circus. You know what I mean? Like that. So that's all. That's the whole business plan about it. You know, it's just a circus act, and you know, everybody wants to see a train wreck. I'm sorry.
I default to the person whose discipline it is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure. You know that.
I just default like this is like.
Why you think a boxer would never go to MMA? I mean, like.
Who was supposed to do that? Somebody's supposed to do that though.
Yeah, like the last boxer that came to MMA, you know, the first one was heavyweight as well, and he fought Randy Couture. God, why is he slipping my mind right now? Tony, James Tony.
Oh,
James Tony. He did it. What was another boxer that came over? Can you think of no? Yeah, I know James Toney was the first. Man, I think there was probably one more. And then obviously there, you know, then you have like the wrestlers like freaking Brock Lesnar and then fucking CM Punk that fucking didn't do shit, you know. But like, nah, man, you know what I mean? It's like those guys are not gonna step into the octagon, for sure.
James Toney.
Yeah, who's another one? I know there had to be another one, another boxer. You know what I mean? There was a handful of kickboxers as well, but you know what? They had a better off chance, you know, because they're doing kicks and punches, not just punching.
Bro, they say Ricardo Mayorga fought MMA in 2013, bro. Stop. Ray Mercer in 2009 quit. Oh, they've got guys way back in 1990.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count. You know what I mean?
But in recent times, bro,
I'm talking about modern, you know,
times,
modern
like
UFC.
Or at least the top 5. But that was. He should have been. But yeah, I mean, look, I get it, but I don't know, man. I just don't know how much I don't know how much I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll tune in. You know what I mean? I would tune in. I would tune in. I watched the freaking the Mayweather and McGregor one and like that, and it was actually pretty good all the way in towards the end, you know, like that. But you know, I'm like, hey, you know, I mean, honestly, I just want to see how. I want to see how Ngannou's freaking power, you know, is gonna really, translate to boxing.
I'm not gonna say any names so that nobody comes after us. But do you think that a certain MMA fighter took a dive against a certain YouTube boxer when he got knocked out?
Yes, that's a lot of money. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I think it's right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like that.
Right.
You know,
For the right
hey,
amount of money,
you know,
anybody
and,
can
and
knock me
speaking
out.
about cross training, you heard who's coming back or thinking about coming back, right? Ronda Rousey.
Oh,
Have you heard that?
Oh yeah.
I have
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool.
So
I was always a
bro.
Ronda Rousey fan.
She's washed up,
but,
bro. She's
but-
washed up.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
like
did you see UFC last night?
no, I didn't watch that. I saw his highlights. Yeah.
So Holly Holm was the headliner.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Bro, she's 41, bro.
Yeah. But Holly Holm's
41.
pedigree is freaking ridiculous, bro.
Right. She got choked out. But she's 41. And I'm just like, there comes a point where the old guard has to just surrender to the new guard. Like, what is Ronda Rousey gonna do?
Bro, honestly, she was exposed freaking when she got her ass kicked in the head and knocked out, freaking way back then. And before that, man, I remember. So when was her whole like when she was at the peak? I would say between 2011 2012. I think that was her.
Probably.
Like that.
Probably.
You know what I mean? When I remember watching her and like, you know, and stuff like that, watch her hitting her pads and stuff like I'm like, how are these people saying she's a knockout artist and a striker and stuff like that?
She started
and
off
like,
doing judo though.
yeah, she was a judo. Yeah, her you know, like that. She was a Olympic medalist in judo and stuff like that.
Wow,
And
that's
then
crazy. I didn't realize that. She's only 36, bro.
36, bro. She's 1 year older than me. You know what I mean? Ronda Rousey, you know, like that. But you know, I'm like, I get that she's competitive and stuff like that. But how long has she been out of the UFC? When was her last fight? Can you find that out for me?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it has to be. I would say it has to be about
2016.
2016, bro. That's it.
6-7 years. something
Yeah,
like that?
6-7 years.
Yeah.
You know, like that. That's a
And she
long
lost in
time.
50 seconds in the first round.
Yeah.
To Amanda Nunes.
You know, like that. That's 2 back-to-back freaking fights too. Because then she got her block knocked off by freaking Holly Holmes. Then right afterwards, you know, with Amanda Nunes who just demolished her. You know, like that. And like, and freaking, you know, Amanda Nunes' striking is freaking way above hers. You know what I mean? So unless she's been hitting the pads and working on some striking, you know, I don't know what coaches she's working with right now, because I hope she freaking fired the guy that she was training with, you know, when she went back-to-back losses like that. You know what I mean? I don't see it. You know, I don't see it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Her last one was August 1st, 2015.
and who was? She lost that one too, didn't she?
No, that was her last win.
Her last win.
Okay.
Oh, who was that against?
Bet Correa.
Oh yeah, bro. It was an armbar or something like that. Because that's all she was doing back then.
Punches.
If she didn't fucking take him down,
I think I saw a
didn't.
video on that. I think it was. I think it was Holly Holmes calling her out. Like, what is it? Like, she has her last armbar. Like, everybody's over her arm bars. And all that shit.
I'm like, people know how to defend the armbar
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then now the women have caught up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the thing about like something in the beginning like that. You know, I'm like, for her, she was a great wrestler or not a great grappler in judo and things like that, and she was able to take it down to the ground, and then, you know, she was able to freaking really home in on just one specialty of just an armbar.
Yeah.
You know, like that, and then finish everybody. I think she probably had like freaking, you know, 6 wins in a row with armbar straight in the first round, like that, all accumulating less than a minute, you know, of freaking ring time, you know, when she first came out, and no one can stop it. But like, honestly, you know, really ask yourself the question, was the level of competition there, you know, that she was going against?
Not, no.
You know, what she was probably tossing around blue belts.
8 wins in a row.
8 wins in a row by armbar. 8 wins in a row by armbar, and I think all of them lasted less than freaking like a minute, you know, like that. Yeah, it was something crazy. Like, it's probably never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's probably never gonna ever happen again, because now the level and skill set has caught up now.
Yeah.
You know, now, you know, you're not talking about, you know, her, you know, these people fighting against blue belts and purple belts. No, now there's black belts at that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know what got, because you remember her fights. What got
Yeah.
her those arm bars were those judo arm
Yeah,
bars,
bro.
Yeah.
Headlock,
It
freaking
was the throw
Sotogaros.
and the arm bar
Yeah.
right off of the judo throw, which
Sure.
I don't think people really anticipate. Like like judo's underestimated.
No,
bro. Like, a lot
no.
of people-
This was her setup, and I guarantee you can go back. All right, she would let the person shoot in. All right, she'd lock him in that front headlock, go for that double uchi. All right, freaking get on top, and because she had that arm, quickly turn in right into the arm bar like that. That doesn't, bro. That doesn't work no more.
Yeah.
All right, and again, who you're going against? You're going against people that probably have very little to no wrestling, white, blue belts, maybe a purple belt max back then. You know, because that was when she, again, you're talking about at the peak 2011, 2012.
Right.
All right, how many years is that? You know, freaking let's do the math. 10, 11 years.
12 years ago,
Yeah, 10, 11 years ago, like that. She hasn't fought for 6 years. Now the skill set and competition is caught up. Now you're talking about browns and black belts, world class browns and black belts at that. You know what I mean? With hands.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you've been out the game for 6 years. You think you're gonna come back for real?
it put her the advantage she had back then was, and it is what it is. Everybody has it. She was an Olympic quality judoka. Like there was not people that could. There was not people that could handle it.
Yeah.
But now everybody sees it. And what did Holly Holm do?
Yeah,
What
she's
did Ngannou
stuffed.
say?
She
Yeah.
stuffed the
I'm
freaking
gonna stay
takedown.
away from that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
in there. We're gonna stay out here, and I'm not gonna let you grab me.
Yeah.
And not do your judo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I mean,
then-
you
and
sink in that wizard, that underhook, you freaking, create some space with your hips, and then bail out, and then what? And then
I'ma
get
turn
off the
you out,
clinch,
we do it, and then
get off the clinch. You
we
turn
gonna
and
go
face
ahead.
me, and a kick to the face. You know, I remember it. All right.
That was shocking
Yeah.
kick to the face, bro. I can still see it like
Bro.
leg stiff, kind of bent over.
I tell this story, to tell out because, the only reason I'll always remember this, all right, because I was on Holly Holm's freaking card. And matter of fact, Holly Holmes wasn't even the headliner. Henry Cejudo was the headliner that day, all right? This was in Legacy, when I was still fighting and stuff like that. And I was just so mad because I got bumped down. I was on the main card. I was gonna freaking start out the main card, and then and then Holly Holmes was next. There was a couple fights, but I even think Derek Lewis was on that card as well, like that. And then Henry Cejudo was freaking headlining that card. And I was just mad because I got bumped down from the main to the prelims, like that, like freaking that day. All right. And when we got there and we got all the rules meeting and stuff like that, freaking it upset me because there was an incentive too. They were working with a sponsor that was giving $1,000 bonuses for knockouts or finishes, just finishes. And I got to finish that day, but I wasn't on the main card, so I didn't get my $1,000. I was like, no, huh?
Was that Cyborg?
No, this was this one was a chokeout. I got a rear naked choke. Yeah, I got a rear naked choke. Yeah, I was like, man. But then I remember watching Holly Holmes fight the next match, like that. Oh man, bro, same setup like freaking Ronda Rousey. She was coming off the fence. All right, turned this girl out off the clinch, and the girl, as soon as the girl freaking turned and faced her,
Black chick.
yes, all right, like that, yes,
It
bro.
was
Bro,
it's
she-
Sounds
you can probably
bad.
find that fight
But,
someplace online.
I don't know.
It
I don't
was
think you can find that one online. Freaking because
I remember the chick really well. Like
Yeah.
I remember looking at her.
yeah, bro, freaking left head kick to the face, bro. And like it wasn't even on the side. It was like
It was
direct,
right
like
it was,
punt,
it was shin to eyebrows.
bro, boom, just stiff. I was like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
Holly Holmes is a beast. You know what I mean, like that. Sad to see that she, she's at the end of her, career now, and she ended up getting child with. Like, man, she was a beast, bro. I wish.
The thing is, she's 40. So the fight, we watched the fight last night. You're 41. You're fighting a chick that's 31.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You
a
got
huge
tons
difference.
of tape on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got tons of tape
Yeah.
on you. And they say this girl's been fighting for a while, but I had never. Her
Did
name
you
is
see the
Silva
choke?
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that choke is crazy, man.
So they kept calling it guillotine.
It
looked like
no,
a no-loop shot to me.
it was a guillotine. It was a no arm guillotine like that. But how she set it up, it was like a rear naked choke, but from the front, like that. You know what I mean? So it was the same lock like that, and her head was her neck was on the bicep here like that, and she just came through, locked it up in front, just cranked it. Before
Quick, try it on Jules real quick.
It was,
Yeah.
It was tight, and it was-
Jules don't got no neck.
when you watch the fight though, you could see Holly Holm going into it.
Yeah.
Because she would get her against the cage and she would just push and push and push and push, drive heavy forward with her head. And I get it, it's cool, but then in that second round, she tucked that head low,
Boom.
that arm came underneath, swam over the top, and then she was fighting to get out of it.
Yeah,
she was pulling back.
bro, that thing was locked
And
in.
it was- and
Yeah,
it was-
it's tight. You crank down on it, you know. Yeah, for sure.
Standing. I don't think they went to the ground. She choked her out.
No, yeah, standing
She choked her
guillotine
out
for sure.
Did you see any of the one from Friday night? Bro,
The one?
the one.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the one. I didn't see any of the one matches like full on. I was watching some highlights and I saw this one highlight. This dude was in the guard and fucking just came straight down with a dick punch.
Was that the one that you sent in the group chat? Oh my god! I think I watched that
I was
more
like-
times than I should have, honestly.
I was like, whoa.
Every
And
time.
it was a straight- it was like,
Oh,
bow.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this was the same one that Gary Tony won by knee bar, right? Yeah, like that. Yeah. We- You telling me we could do knee bars, bruh? Have you seen that meme? that meme? that one?
Bro, that knee bar was so deep and so gnarly, and then and there was one dude. I mean, like I say, it's one, so it's a little bit different, bro. This dude was on the ground, man. I think he probably got rocked with like 12, 15 consecutive elbows to the face, bro.
Oh,
Just on the
bro.
ground, dude was just like, and I was like,
Yeah, some of those short elbows, though, you know, as you know, they don't, they're not very effective. It's a lot of volume, yeah, but they're not very effective, you know, and it will open something up. Yeah, it will. It won't open up something up as a cut. I would say it opens up something as like the guy's gonna start to panic, and then it helps you, you know, kind of rear up a
Yeah.
little bit more
Like
to
you
ri-
start to get-
Yeah,
start to get out
yeah, it's a
there.
lot. Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's gonna open up more strikes like that. Yeah, see.
Ooh.
Like that. And see, like for me, I love that position, that crucifix position right there, and then where you pin the bicep down with the knee,
Right.
like that. Yes, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should have been stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
that ref needs to get fired.
Come on, bro. You can't
For
do that. You gotta
sure.
get his ass whooped
Yeah,
like this.
yeah, like that.
But yeah, but it was. But
How do you recover from that, bro? Like the next morning, man. Like. Bro, you just gotta just sleep all day. You know what I mean?
it
Just
was-
some ibuprofen. Just.
This weekend it was one FC was on,
Mm-hmm.
bare knuckle was on. That was Friday. Then they had a UFC Saturday.
Yeah.
So there was like the weekend was packed full of like matches and good matches and all that. So it was good. There's gonna be a lot of people that were trying to recover. Like today, Sunday, there's gonna be a lot of people recovering.
Bro, I know when after fights, bro, like every morning, every Sunday morning when I woke up, bro, I just felt like I got jumped by like 6 dudes with like baseball bats, man. Like I like everything, like shit that like cause like after right after you get out of the done with the fight and stuff like that, I'm like your adrenaline's pumping and stuff like that, and like the doctors have to talk to you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they talk to you in the back and stuff like that. Just make sure they clear their ass. So like I'm like, hey man, talk to me tomorrow when I'm feeling everything. I can tell you what's going
Right,
on.
what's wrong
Yeah,
right
like right
now?
now my adrenaline
I
still.
don't feel shit.
Yeah, because I remember one of my last fights. Matter of fact, this was my last fight. You know, that I finished. I ended up losing by decision, split decision, like that. And I talked to the ref and everything, and you know he cleared me like that. But it wasn't until I went home because I didn't even know. You know what I mean? And I was sporting, you know, like a scraggy build. It wasn't as thick as this one like that. So I didn't realize until I got home that I had a huge cut in my on my underneath my chin and like that. You know, Saul didn't see it or anything like that. They didn't even address it or nothing like that. You know, like it was like a real hairline cut like that. But like, you know, but when you look at it, you can really open it up. You know, so and it's just weird because it wasn't bleeding at all. You know what I mean? For it to be such a big gash cut, like it wasn't even bleeding at all. It was like a clean cut, you know, and like that. And I didn't realize I was cut until I got home. And then what happens when like, you know, you feel all those cuts when the water hits. I was like, you know, bro, it stung so bad. You know what I mean? All I had to put on it was some liquid stitch. Like that.
So here's the question, and then you competed too.
Yeah.
So after you compete, after your turn, what's your favorite recovery?
Eating.
Like the next day or immediately?
So
Like immediately or the next day?
So let's talk about both. Let's talk about
All right, immediately, like that. Nah, for sure, I got to get in front of it. In front of it, so I'm rehydrating with a lot of water, and then I'm drinking my ibuprofen. I'm drinking my ibuprofen.
Already.
I grind that shit up, like that. Yeah, like that. I fucking injected that, man, right in the cheeks. Nah, but yeah, I'm getting ahead of it for sure. I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'm taking ibuprofen, like that, for sure, like that, because like the next morning I know I'm gonna be hurt. You know what I mean? Like that, So, and then the next morning, yeah, for sure, tons of rest. You know what I mean? I'm just making sure I'm getting a lot of sleep and rest. You know what I mean? For sure. What about you?
So pretty much the same. So I definitely hydrate because I want to try to flush out. I want to try to flush as much of that acid out as you can before it starts coming. So I want to be in the bathroom all night. And then the problem areas that I have, like my knee will hurt, my shoulder hurt, whatever, I ice those off the rip. Like I just ice them. I'm just like, I know this is going to be stiff tomorrow. I know it's going to be whatever. So I try to beat the inflammation there.
Yeah.
Like just let me just try to prevent it up from the beginning. And then, you have to rest. I'm not smart enough really to not train the next day. But the training the next
There's
day
nothing wrong with training the next day. Yeah, it has to be super light. You can't go hard. Yeah, you can't.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
And like if I do a tournament on Saturday, I'll train Sunday, but it's only white belts, very little movement.
It's just flowing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just moving around. That's all you really need, for sure.
I just don't, because I also feel like if you get too still, then stuff really stiffens up.
Yeah.
You have just that perfect.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
About yourself,
yeah, I've had that mistake happen before where I just rested and I felt worse even a day later instead of if I would have just kept moving. So my favorite thing to do is just like, I'm still doing that heat cold therapy. So I go home and I take a really long bath and then I'm icing all my problem areas, my neck, my shoulders, my knees, everything like that. Taking a cold shower too, right after that hot bath. And then I'm sleeping, I'm eating, I'm rehydrating. Next morning, light training, then doing it all over again.
Yeah. So I think the biggest things, like for anybody, because this question came up from one of the viewers like that, and this is why we're gonna discuss this right now. All right, like that is obviously the cold, the ice, and the heat and stuff like that. Those are small rocks that are great to be an addition. I would say that it's the icing on the cake or the cherry on top, like that. But the big rocks that you should be moving, like that, is for sure your sleep, and your hydration, like that. All that lactic acid for sure that you're talking about, that you're trying to move around like that, is all going to be counteractive with your hydration, like that. Just replenishing your water, and then obviously your electrolytes, like that, to move around all the lactic acid that you built up through competition or just training itself. Not even a competition obviously enhances it because freaking you're 100% full on like that, and you 10x the everything that you're doing like that, and you can feel it the next day for sure, like that. But the sleep, I can't say how important sleep is, when it comes to recovery for training and stuff like that. And not only just sleep itself, 6 to 8 hours. And I think we talked about this before too. One of the studies that I heard that came out, I was listening like that, is that a good consecutive of at least a minimum of 4 hours of REM sleep, like that, like
That's hard, yeah.
Freaking undisturbed sleep.
Yeah.
You have to reset the computer.
Yeah.
Reset the computer. It's not going to work if you just keep running it hard.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
And then, obviously you're getting your rest and your sleep like that. And then, there is other things like that, with the ibuprofen that's just going to reduce inflammation. It's not the answer, like that. Not at all. Like, I think people think that that's what it is. Oh, I'm just going to take ibuprofen, like that, put a Band-Aid on, and I'm going to be fine. And like, nah, you still have to do all the other preventative measures and making sure to make sure that that you keep your body tip top in shape. And again, the number one thing that, y'all are saying, is that the next day, y'all don't just chill out on the couch watching some Netflix, the survival shit alone, seeing if you can survive for 50 days. Right. Nah, y'all getting up and y'all still moving around, you know what I mean, for sure, and then that's when it comes to intensity. All right. Not intensity, when for your workouts, as for like how hard you're going, and no intensity, that you're turning it down, and you're still moving around, whether it's as a walk, like that. You're rolling, through your open mat sessions, like that. You're probably just, obviously you're coming from a competition, so you made mistakes, and you're just probably going the next day. You're moving around to fix those mistakes. That. You're not doing full on rolls and stuff like that, and going 0 to 100, and spazzing out. No, for sure.
People take the word like intensity, and they always think intensity means super high level.
No.
Intensity is just a description of a level.
Yeah.
You have low intensity, high intensity, mid intensity, but like I feel like you have to, like you said, like you have to do something, and even if it's just because let your body move, that movement helps push lactic acid around. It helps keep the inflammation. Stuff gets inflamed, now it gets stiff, it sits in the same place. You still need those stretches.
Stretching, yes.
Oh, you know what I did once? Swimming at like the next day, and that was very like therapeutic because it was just easy on my body. I still felt like my muscles were working, full body type of workout.
Man, if you have access to a pool, man, swimming, just being in the pool, just it's that zero gravity element of being in there. Where just be able to stretch your muscles out and stuff like that. I know coming off my knee, swimming, the swimming pool was so vital for me because when I had knee surgery back in 2016, and I was just trying to regain the motion, the full range of motion in my knee and stuff like that. It was just hard to do anything. I couldn't. I could barely walk. Running was out the question. Even doing on the bike and cycling and things like that, that was very hard because I didn't have the full range of motion of my knee going up and down like that. So swimming was a great thing.
Yeah.
And I was in awe, freaking when I went into the pool and I did my stretches in the pool. Because freaking out of the pool, man, for me to get my heel to my butt, in like a hurdle stretch or something like that, man, my knee barely even came halfway. But I went into the pool and that zero gravity, like it was crazy, man. It was like, I could, like, I thought I was a contortionist, man, because I was freaking, freaking raising it, no pain at all and stuff like that. So just, if I went all the way in the water. But swimming is a great thing. If you have access to a pool,
or a lake,
doing some stretches like that. But again, those are just icing on the top, and stuff like that. The hot, the sauna, and then the cold. Those things are great. Those are great additions, to do. Aside the fact of.
Okay, so recovery. You say icing on top. And my dad practiced medicine for a long time, and he was prevention versus treatment.
Yeah.
Like he was like preventing versus treatment. So I kind of feel the same way with recovery. So let me ask your opinion on this.
Yeah.
When you talk about the sauna, the ibuprofen as being small rocks, and sleep, of course, is always going to be a staple, and hydration is always a staple. Yeah. But how do you feel about the lifting and the working out absent your discipline, like outside of your discipline, as being part of your recovery?
What do you mean, like as for hobbies versus?
So like they tell you for a knee injury, the best thing to do for your knee injury is strengthen the muscles around your knee, so that your knee doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your shoulder injury? Do some military press. Make your shoulders stronger so that you don't have to necessarily recover them as hard.
Yeah. Okay. So, matter of fact, going with the shoulder because I do have a old injury. I tore my rotator cuff in my senior year of high school. You know what I mean? And like, and it's I've had a couple, doctors look at it and stuff like that and had opinions on it like that. And every single one across the board has always told me that even if I go down the surgery route, which, wasn't recommended because, if I did do it, it was never going to be 100%, like that. But I've always remedied it since, so I graduated in 2006. Yeah, so 2005, 2006 is when I tore my rotator cuff. And I think I probably only aggravated a handful of times since 2005, 2006. So how many years is that now? Like almost six.
That's a long time.
2006, yeah. All right. Like that, side note, you know what?
That shit made me feel super old. I graduated high school in 94.
Hey, bro, relax, bro. All right. All right.
Y'all are old.
Yeah. And so, but like, what is that about? Like 17? So 2006,
oh.
yeah. So
I think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So yeah, but for a handful of times of me injuring like that, because I was always hyper focused, because I wasn't gonna go down the surgery route. I didn't have the money, but I'm listening to the doctors like, you don't really need it. You know what I mean? But I knew, like, for me, I've always been in fitness. It's like I was always like, and this is something I preach to Lynn, because she always works out with me often and stuff like that, whether for her knees and things like that. Even I have a knee injury, and I'm always a big advocate on strengthening up those small supporting muscle groups like that, because those are your natural braces, like that. So if you have a knee injury like that and you're wearing a brace, all right, like, it's just a Band-Aid. Freaking all you're really doing is just what I'm trying to say, you're enabling it to stay weak, to stay weak. You know what I mean? All right, so you sooner or later, if you really want to address the root cause, all right, of what it is and stuff like that, you're gonna have to strengthen it and like that. And is it gonna suck in the beginning? Of course, it's gonna suck. All right, that's when I was introduced, when I had my knee surgery like that, that's when I was introduced to 20-30 reps, those high hypertrophy freaking sets and things like that, for those therapy sets like that. I tell people all the time. Right now I have a mother-daughter duel that's working out with me on my strength and conditioning classes and stuff like that, and the mother, she injured her shoulder. All right, and she's in the cleaning business like that, and she had like a laundry bag of just towels and things. She just tried to throw it over her shoulder, ended up just tweaking her shoulder, and it's just like a normal movement, you know what I mean, that you don't even think about. You don't think about it in your 20s. Why? Because you're young and you're resilient and you're still strong. But now she's in her 40s, and she's doing just a natural movement to her body that she thought wasn't going to be nothing, and she ended up tweaking her shoulder. Now I got her doing a ton of reps, and her shoulder is super weak, right now. So now she has to regain that strength, and there ain't no load on there, like that. She ain't hitting no PRs anytime soon. But now what I'm really training her and doing is just, now what we got to do is, we got to strengthen up the muscle group, but more importantly, strengthen up those small supporting muscle groups around there like that, for preventative measures down the road, so this doesn't happen again. Right. You know what I mean? The same reason that you wear that knee brace when you're going out running, or you're doing squats or anything like that, or you're doing a type activity. Why do you wear that knee brace? So you don't hurt yourself, right? Okay, well, why do I want you to work out those small supporting muscle groups? Why? So you don't hurt yourself. Right. Like that. So, talking about permitted and measures, against treatment and stuff like that, if you don't address those root causes and things like that, for sure, you're going to injure yourself. And guess what? Now you're going to be paying $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for surgery, for treatment. If you would have just, like that, for sure.
So how do you incorporate? How do you recommend? Because everybody's different. Everybody's got their life habits. So how do you recommend incorporating that level of working out into your lifestyle, into your training, into your job, into your family? Like how do you do that?
I'm happy you asked that. All right, and I had another viewer ask this question like that, because he's a family man. He was telling me he was a family man. He does jiu-jitsu 3 to 4 times a week, and they lifts about 3 to 4 times a week. And I believe he was he was in his 40s or 50s or something like that, that. So just me knowing that, and he's telling me all that information, he's Eduardo, like that. So very good dude. But the thing is, okay, he's an older guy. All right, is a family man, a successful business owner, too, like that. Does jiu-jitsu and lifts. All right, and so he was telling me that he was getting tired, like that. He just like that, and so the first thing I told him, and what I addressed with him is like, it's just too much. You're overtraining yourself. All right, and let me tread lightly with that word overtraining. All right, because you're only going to be overtraining. All right, like that, if you're not hitting the big rocks for recovery. All right, meaning that the only reason that you're gonna handle this amount of load work for working out and your hobbies and your gym and stuff like that is that you're still matching it with your recovery as well, like that. So if as long as you're making sure that you're still getting the rest and recovery, the amount of calories in, input and output, like that. Maintenance wise, what I mean, like that, the food and the water and things like that, those big rocks, like that. Even what I told him, and we've discussed this before, right? My first question is always going to be, well, what is your goal? What is your purpose? You know what I mean? Is your purpose, your goal, to get better at jiu-jitsu? Or is your purpose, your goal to get stronger, live a healthier lifestyle? Well, I wouldn't say healthy lifestyle, because either way, the one that you're doing, you're still you're moving around, still living health. But, what is it? You're trying to get stronger, you're leaning out or get bigger, or you're you're training for a tournament, and you want to win first place. Which one you're going to tell me? So, what I told him, is like, that it's just too much. All right, it's too much volume, all right, like that, and it's a lot of intensity. All right, what do I mean in this time about intensity? I'm not talking about intensity as going hard. All right, intensity in this what I'm talking about here is frequency. Like that. Okay, and because you're telling me that frequently you're going to jiu-jitsu and 3 to 4 times a week, and then you're doing a gym 3 to 4 times a week. That's a lot of frequency. Like that. 8
like to 10 workouts.
Like that. So and let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that he's taking Sunday off. What I mean? 8 to 10 times within 5 days. That means that's 2 workouts per day. Right. All right, like that. All right. Even for me, like that's a lot of load, and I'm younger. You know what I mean? Like that, and and so like. I was like, man, that's just too much. You got to lay back. Whatever your goal is, I would recommend that you do that, 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. All right. And then the hobby, or like not the hobby, your the other thing, is maintenance, meaning that you're only doing that 1 to 2 times a week. Right. Now that's going to really bring it down, right? Like that, where the frequency is not so heavy as for the volume of what you're doing and things like that, and it's a lot more manageable. Because now you're going to kill your body, because, a lot of people starting now, that aren't, this is not their full-time job, and they're trying to cram everything in like that, man, I'm going to tell you, that's going to be, that's exactly why I was killing that right there. Those things are going to be put off because you're mainly focused on your training, your hobby and your training, your workout. I mean? You're not getting the sleep in, and you're not even getting the food in and stuff like that, because you're cramming way too much in like that.
What do you feel like about like light exercises? Like let's say you still like it just makes you feel good. So what do you say? Like, I'm not talking about like a Manny Pacquiao where you do 1,500 sit-ups in the morning, 1,500 in the evening. That's just bananas.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis and all that. But I mean, like, you wake up in the morning and you fire off, 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, maybe a couple of no-weight squats, just so that you're still getting your body, you're still getting that movement, you're still doing that every day. But your heavy load, so more calisthenics on, like if you want to do 3 times a week, but your heavy load days, you actually go in the weight, throw around some iron,
All right. So if I was talking, so I'll give you two scenarios. All right. One scenario that I'm focused on jiu-jitsu, and then one scenario that I'm focused on building, muscle or for the gym. All right. Like that. All right. And so let's just start with the jiu-jitsu. Okay. I'm gonna be doing jiu-jitsu, 3 to 4 times a week. Okay. And like that. So on those days, I'm heavily focused on, 2 days that I'm focused on my skill sets. 2 days I'm really focusing on pushing it and getting the rounds in. Okay. So then that means, 1 to 2 days. All right. When I'm doing the gym, all right, I'm focusing on I'm going to keep it straight to just total body workouts like that. All right. Because I want to make sure that I'm hitting every single body part. I'm not going to do a bro split where I'm, freaking like that, because again, when it comes to work, bro split, I'm gonna hit, my bis and tries. I'm gonna hit my glutes and my thighs. Nah. Like that. No, I'm not gonna do a bro split. I'm gonna make sure, with those.
The voice change on that got me. I was like, okay.
With my jiu-jitsu sessions, like that, 4 times a week. 2 of those days are gonna be skills days. 2 of those days are gonna be getting my rounds in. like that. All right, and then that means, all right. So now in my other days with my gym sessions, all right, I'm gonna make sure that I'm getting in, a full body workout. All right. So that right there, I'm gonna make sure it's, medium range. All right, because I'm not focused on gym. It's probably light to medium range with that full body workout. All right, because my gear, is like, this is just for maintenance. All right, like that. I'm not trying to build or anything like that, or I'm not trying to lean out. I'm just trying to strengthen out all the aspects and areas of what it's going to contribute to my jiu-jitsu. All right, like that. So now let's flip it. All right. All right. I'm a jiu-jitsu hobbyist. I love it. I'm not going to take it away out of my day-to-day routine or my weekly routine like that. But gym is life, and I'm trying to build. I'm trying to look aesthetically as pleasing as I can, and things like that. So you're talking about 3 to 4 days of gym work where, all right, my volume throughout and the intensity is changing up. All right. So freaking, they're going to be my heavy days. All right. I'm going to have my medium days. I'm going to have my light days. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to be going, how you program that is going to be very crucial. You know what I mean? Like that. So obviously I want to go in with my heavy days in the beginning where I have, more the energy through, the Monday, Tuesdays, like that. All right. And what I'm doing with that is that I'll go my heavy. All right. I'll hold light so I can, recover. All right. And then towards the end, I'll go medium. All right. So, and again, these are not going to be any bro splits or anything like that. Just like that. Again, I'm still sticking to my total body workouts. All right. Where I have my maintenance where I'm not, so if I go Monday and I'm going heavy, all right, what's the number one thing that we would just talk about? You can't get suckered in on just freaking trying to recover all day on Tuesday on the couch.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the moving around? All right. Like that. It's the jiu-jitsu. All right. Then the next day, I'm still, light workout, for Wednesday, whether it's a light workout or a trigger session, you know what I mean? Like that, meaning for that trigger session, meaning, okay, I want to focus on this, I'm trying to pump up my chest or, like that a little bit more. Or maybe freaking you geared towards your jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? I want to freaking work on my grips and my back, like that. Exactly. You feel that? It's not as good as the glutes, So, like that. So Wednesday when I come back, maybe I do a workout geared towards just jiu-jitsu, where I'm I want to focus on a certain aspect of getting stronger for my jiu-jitsu, and I'm really triggering that, or like that. Or maybe just staying with the aesthetic value of it of I want to get my biceps up, or I want to focus on my traps. I want to like that, on the glutes. Everybody wants to get the glutes bigger, you know what I mean? Like that. So then, go back another good little light workout of just rolling, like that. So you're talking about, Monday heavy, all right. Tuesday I'm going rolling around, just light. Wednesday focus on a trigger session like that, a couple body parts like that. Then I coming back on Thursday rolling around again because I need that in my life, and then Friday coming back getting another good medium hard workout.
See, for me, like, and this is like the bro splits. That was when I was only concerned about the aesthetics of my body.
Yeah.
Like nothing else.
That doesn't work
before,
no more.
Like before I started training, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym and it was this and this and this, and that was all it was. So you do, hammer curls and inside and outside and supinated. You did all that stuff. But once I started training, it made much more sense to me to get the full body workout in. To just do the full body workout less times a week because I wanted to be at the time it was Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, but I wanted to spend more time on the mat and in the cage than I did in the gym throwing around weights because I've never seen it. Well, I have seen people get hit
Yeah.
with a weight. It's devastating, but that's not really what happened.
Yeah. When it comes to training or like just working out in the gym, like unless you're this genetic freak, you know what I mean, and you let's say you already been working out 10 years, you know what I mean, and you know, and you're there, you know what I mean, you freaking you're the biggest guy in the gym, and freaking you know, you got striations everywhere, and you're freaking, you know, less than 10% body fat, and you know, like that, you know, and then like you're probably at a, you know, unless you're that guy. All right, and then, you know, then a bro split. I understand doing a bro split because, like, at that point, then you're a true bodybuilder. You know what I mean? And you're just, you know, you're just sculpting at this point. You know what I mean, like that. All right. But for the newbie or the 1 to 3 year guy that's in the gym and stuff like that doing bro splits, I would not recommend that at all. All right, because, you know, you got to think it in terms like this, and this is the best way I've ever heard it, you know, been said, because all right, let's talk about, okay, we're talking about jiu-jitsu, all right? All right. If you were doing you're doing jiu-jitsu, all right? Tell me how many times or how good you would be and how good your game will be built, all right? If you just went into the gym and did jiu-jitsu once a week.
Nah, it's not.
You come in and you like that. All right, and that's real broad. Let's just say this, all right? All right, let's talk about a specific position. Let's say you're working on your spider lasso, okay? Like that. You're working on your spider lasso like that. All right, and you want to get that better. Let's say you go in and you're trying to really build up your spider lasso game, and you want to do it once a week. How long do you really think that game is gonna? Why?
You're not doing it.
You're not doing it enough often, right?
You're not doing it.
Okay, my point exactly. So you're telling me that you're gonna go into the gym, all right, and you're only gonna freaking hit your legs once a week, all right? Because that's what the bro split is, all right? You're talking about chest on Mondays, arms on Tuesdays, you know, freaking legs on Wednesdays, you know, your traps on Thursday, like that, and then, you know, and then so on and so forth, abs on Friday, and then you come back on Monday, like that. You see what I mean? So you're telling me right now, in you know, freaking someone that is you know, obsessed with what they're doing, and they're trying to build and get things bigger, better, and faster and stuff like that. You're only gonna hit it once a week, like that, like that, and you're trying to, and you expect, like, you see, like that, yeah. So you're not gonna so you're not gonna have a guy, a professional athlete, you know, just practice on their craft once a week, you know, to be the best, or you know, the biggest or the baddest or the fastest or anything like that. Why would you do that in your weightlifting? You know what I mean? Like that. You're gonna have to hit that, you know, frequently, all right, like that, throughout the week, and you're not gonna get a better workout than total body, you know, 2 to 3 times a week.
You know, that's what people neglect to pay attention to. Really, is you neglect your source when you get the information. Because you do go in like one of the guys I love listening to this guy, right? CT Fletcher. Yeah. Like, I love listening to CT Fletcher, right? But this dude is built like a brick shit house at 55, 60 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's super solid. So
2, 3, 4 heart surgeries,
right.
and still lifted.
When you look at Hulk or what's the guy's name? Kevin Green.
Kai Green?
Kai Green.
Yeah, he worked with Kai Green.
Green. When you look at those guys, they're huge.
So they've been lifting for like 10, 12, 15 years.
They stay in the gym all day. So when they tell you, I do this and this on Monday, this and this on Tuesday, they can do that because I'm already there.
Yeah.
I'm already there.
Yeah, it took them that long to get there.
Right.
You're talking about you only been lifting 1, 2, 3 years.
Right.
All right, you still got another decade to go before you're just sculpting.
Right.
Yeah.
But so many people go in and you listen to the guy who's already there, and he says, "Well, this is what I do, but this is what I do today, but not this is what I did in the beginning."
Yeah. And you know, honestly, freaking back then, you know, have you ever seen Pumping Iron? Yeah, like that. Have you seen Pumping Iron?
I haven't.
Yeah. That's what really put Arnold Schwarzenegger on mainstream map. You know, freaking with that video like that. You know, and don't get me wrong, those guys were still doing that back then. You know what I mean? But the thing is that they were doing it. They were still frequent. You know, the amount of volume and frequency that they were doing it, even though they were still doing the bro split back then and stuff like that, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? Freaking those California Venice Beach, you know, days lifting in the sun and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, you just see those guys just curling all day, you know, like that. You know, freaking, and guess what? They probably curled, you know, and did tries for like 2-3 hours, you know, right there that session. They went to go home, take a nap, get some fuel in, and they went right back to the gym. Guess what? They did a freaking leg session for 2-3 hours.
Yep.
All right, like that. They went home, took a nap, then they went another like that, a freaking chest session, you know, a back session for 2-3 hours. You know, those like that. They were splitting it up. You know, but within that whole day, they were getting about 3 to 4 workouts. You know, you see what I mean? Like that, like it wasn't all in just one 1 hour total body workout. No, it was like bite sized throughout all the days while they're taking their naps, they're eating, you know, their fuel, and then and taking their supplements and all that stuff.
The difference between the guy who's a professional athlete and that's his job, so he can wake up and get up in the morning and only drill spider lasso for an hour and then go home and then go back, because he's going to get up the next day and he's got 8 hours just to dedicate to his craft. Versus, I hate the word hobbyist, but versus the hobbyist.
The enthusiast.
Versus the guy who has a regular job. That's not how he takes care of his family. Yeah. I don't have 8 hours to do this, so now I have to pack in as much as I can in the time that I have. And you're saying that that's full body workout, whatever frequency.
Yeah, and I'm happy you said that, because freaking, I think a lot of these enthusiasts and stuff like that, they expect those type of results of what a professional guy is doing, you know. Like that, you know, because they see, you know, they're probably still young and stuff like that, but you know, they're working a full-time job and stuff like that, and they're only coming in the evening classes when they're available, or the early morning classes before work, and that once a day, but they're not really seeing what the guy that, you know, is dedicating his life, his whole life to, is doing throughout. They only see that one bit and like, why am I not as good as you? Well, you know what? All right, let's take freaking Kobe Bryant. We talked about him, you know, his work ethic like that. You know, this dude freaking, I think for 20 years he woke up 4 a.m, all right, because he saw the benefit of what it took to wake up 4 a.m, all right, because his team practice didn't even happen until freaking 8 o'clock or like that. So he woke up 4 a.m, did an hour session. You're talking about an hour just free throws, just hour free throw. All right, got in his freaking breakfast by 5 o'clock. Then was back in the gym at 6. All right, now he's working on just 3-pointers. Went home, you know, freaking got another snack in like that. Then freaking went back at 8 o'clock. Now he's already, you know, about time the team is waking up to do their first team practice. He's already had 2 workouts in. Like that, and you know, like that, and then that's so on and forth. Then, you know, he's handling some business, maybe, you know, freaking 12 o'clock, you know, he's already back in the gym working on his fitness and things like that. Then he goes home, eats again, then he's back again freaking for the evening team practice, you know, that the morning, like 2 a day, you know, like that. He was that already 4 or 5 workouts like that. He's not even done, you know. And then knowing him, that type of mentality that he had, you know, after team is practice over, he's probably freaking another hour freaking just hitting free throws, you know, like that, you know. And so while the rookie, so to speak, is only getting 2-3 workouts in, 2 team practices and 1 individual workout in. You know, you're talking about the vet that's already put in a decade, you know, 2 decades in, like that is just sculpting on, you know, freaking on fine tuning his craft. He's, you know, like that, you know, he's already freaking, by the end of the day, he's already had freaking 5-6 workouts, and he's doing that for 20 years.
The amount of things that people don't see and they don't appreciate. Like you see where I am, but you didn't see how I got here.
Oh, bro, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, well, what? And you're like, man, it's a lot to get that far down the road. But the flip side of it is, a lot of people, once they get there, they talk about what they're doing today. They don't talk about how they got there.
No, it's in the past. Yeah, it's in the past. You know what I mean?
And it's like, no, man, it was like, I remember when I first started training, so I was like, gotta do jiu-jitsu, gotta do jiu-jitsu. And then one day I was coming in as training, was getting beat up by all his amateur fighters, all his pros, and one day he was like, you should do a fight camp right?
Yeah.
Like do it Friday. He was like, stop coming to 6 o'clock, come to 7. Come to 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then, well before anything happened, because Eric had a camp, Adrian had a camp, Jason had a camp, Aaron had a camp, somebody had a camp. It's always a consistent camp going. Luis had a camp. You know, it was always consistent. So for a year, I was just in a perpetual fight camp.
Yeah.
Like all the time. But then when you start taking leaps and bounds in your improvement, people are like, oh, you train once a day. It's like, yeah, but it's different because I'm training with Valdez, but he's a pro fighter.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm training with the pro. So I'm essentially, and not doing everything he's doing because I was at work all day.
Yeah.
So when he's at the first session, working out, then running in the middle of the day, then coming to I'm 2 workouts behind.
Yeah.
But from the guys that were working and they were coming to the regular 6 o'clock class, I was
already
soaring ahead of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was doing something different, but not, bro.
When the 4 years that I was a professional, like that 4 years, you know, I was single and I was, you know, so I had time to just be very selfish for myself, you know, like, and so, all right, and so, baby, I love you. So, yeah, but yeah, you know, I was young, I was single, freaking. I didn't have a job. You know what I mean? I was doing part time at community college, but that's beside the fact. You know what I mean? Like that. So, you know, and I tell my students, you know, all the time, you know, going back to just that saying of like, man, you make everything look easy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these 4 years was the bulk of my years where I skyrocketed and just, you know, leaps and bounds of skill set from this guy to me. You know what I mean? And that's what you're talking about in these terms, you know, that, because I told you, I was like, I was up before the first class, before my first training class, I was already up. I was doing an hour of cardio. All right. After my hour of cardio, I went straight to class, and then and I went back-to-back classes. You know, I did the stand-up class, you know, and then I did the jiu-jitsu class. So that's 2 hours. All right. And then I did extra, obviously, with Saul, you know, with pad holding and stuff like that. So an hour of cardio and about 2-3 hours of freaking actual training. Went home, you know, freaking shower, eat, you know, slept, try to get as much rest as I can before I had to come back at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? And at that time, I was training the kids. So, you know, freaking, I would train the kids. As soon as I was done training the kids, then I would train another, all right, hour of stand-up, sparring, everything like that. Freaking, and then going to jiu-jitsu, freaking afterwards, after the sparring session like that. And then guess what? After all that was said and done, my ass was back into the gym, doing another hour cardio session, getting my sauna time in, you know, like that in my recovery. All right, so I can be home, you know, about 9-10 o'clock, go to sleep, and then do it all over again. You know what I mean, like that. And so you know, those that time that, you know, the freaking 2 a days, you know, like that, doing 2-3 classes in the morning, 2-3 classes at night, like that, with my own training outside. I'm like, that's why I was able to freaking just leaps and bounds from the other guy.
It's,
you know,
really not 2 a days though. It's really not.
What would you call
it's
it?
Like 4 days.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm just talking. You know, yeah.
Realistically, like, you know, when I was getting ready, same thing. You know, I was working, but when I was getting ready for Master World, I would get up in the morning before work, road work, 3 miles, right? Didn't matter what time. It was 3 hours road work. Then, when it was had to go to work, but when it was time to train, I would get to the gym with Pablo, and Pablo was there, but there was a dude who used to train with us. He went back to Brazil with Victor. Victor was in school at U of H. When I would go, I would pick Victor up from U of H, and we would go to the gym, and an hour before class started, every day, hour and a half, we would just drill. Just me and Victor, just drill. And then class, train. And then when you leave there, then you go to 24. Whether it was sauna, bicycle, whatever it was. But then there's another. So when you look at it realistically, you're training 3-4 times a day. Like to do that. It's not once, it's not twice. Like that's, like if you want to be in the upper echelon, once or twice is not enough.
Yeah.
It's not.
If you just want to separate yourself just a little bit from your peers, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you have to do, you know, whether it's one class extra, you know, freaking, or, you know, 3 to 4 classes like that. But obviously everybody's time and is different, of what they can allow, like that, especially if you're a family man or you're a full-time business owner and things like that, but if you have it, if you have the time or you can make the time, that's the most important thing to say is if you can make the time and you're serious about separating yourself from your peers, because you want to be able to achieve something just one time or achieve it consistently over a span or a period like that. Those are the things that are gonna have to be.
So let's pretend like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have the time. Let's say you reallocate your time.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I mean by reallocation. And this depends on your job. So maybe you flex your job, maybe you can.
Mm-hmm.
But how many people wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and sit in traffic for an hour and a half to get to work, and then try to leave work at 5 and sit an hour and a half to get home? You spent 3 hours sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
Bro, that's at least a session.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just spent a session sitting in your car.
Yeah.
Now if you sit in your car, listen to Sweat Equity, respect. Keep sitting in your car.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you can reallocate some of that time. Maybe instead of being to work at 7:30, or maybe instead of trying to get to work at 8, you get into work at 7. Because if you get to work at 7, you miss that hour and a half sitting in traffic. Get you off a little bit earlier, so you're not spending that time in traffic. Or you try to get to work at 9. Do a little workout in the morning, miss the traffic on the way in, so you can just reallocate your time.
Yeah, all that in a nutshell is just discipline and then priorities.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's on you. It's just the saying that you go to work. Let's just go back to what you're saying right now. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna question not one time freaking your boss telling you to do this and that. Like that. You're gonna do it. Right. And then obviously when when it comes to yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. Like that. I want to lose this much weight, like that. But now it's for yourself. No one's holding you accountable. You're not really gonna get paid actual currency money, like that. It's gonna probably take a little bit longer. And so like the discipline aspect right there and the priority is like it just shifts because I'm like like that. So
nobody's making you do it.
Nobody's making you do it except yourself. Like that. And so like just in the perfect world, everybody wishes that hey, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up 4 a.m. and start getting all these workout sessions in. Go home, shower, eat, go to work, and feel great and like that. In hindsight, you know what? It's really gonna pay off and it'd be very beneficial.
Yeah.
But freaking in reality, all right, that fucking alarm goes off and you probably already hit it a snooze fucking 3-4 times. You know what I mean? And so it just.
I hit the 875. Don't have to go to work. I can still things.
We're all going to the gas station after this getting tickets.
Bro,
one of us got to make it.
When I win the lottery, all right, you're not gonna know, all right, but there's gonna be some subtle changes, all right. When I have a gold mic talking into,
they be like, what is that?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, because it's completely irrelevant, not that matter. But people was like, you wouldn't keep working if you had. I was like, look, man, no, I would do it. I would do something, but I would do what I want to do because, I mean, like you go to work and put up with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because you need the money. But when you don't need the money, it becomes a lot harder to put up with bullshit if it's not what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
At that point, it just comes with purpose. Your purpose in life. Like that. Because again, all right, just full circle right now, guys. All right, just. Just getting back, just remember, when you're trying to, everything's about balance. That's what we're talking about. Today's topic, guys, about balance. Like that. If you are the enthusiast that has a full-time job, but having any sport, that you get off work and you look towards, going to your hobby of what you want to do, whether it's jiu-jitsu, baseball, basketball, football, whatever it is. It's about balance, and then you got to really it's a real talk to yourself and not lying to you. Like, what is your purpose? What is your discipline on what you're really trying to do? Or, when you get off work, and knowing that you're only going to be doing this for 1-2 hours a day like that, and not really, and stop comparing yourself to the professional that's all day, that's their job, about for sure. And so whether it's your purpose is getting better at your sport, your hobby, all right, I strongly recommend, focusing on that more than, really overloading your work schedule and then your life with gym on top of it. I understand that you want to look good and get better, faster, stronger, and stuff like that. But if that's what your purpose is, then I would rather do that than more focusing on my hobby and like that. So those two things, guys, all right, something's gonna have, the scales are gonna tip, all right, and it's gonna have to, for you, it has to tip towards the way that what you're focused more in, whether it's a gym and aesthetics, or your hobby and you're really trying to accomplish something in that sport or discipline that you're trying to get better in, but above all, guys, all right, like that, not to overwork yourself and then exhaust yourself at the end of the day, like that. You got to hit the big rocks, guys, all right, making sure that that you're really focused on your recovery afterwards. Do you do those things? You're all right. It's a full load of between your work, your family, and play, and then your fitness and things like that. As for making sure that you're getting your nutrition in, all right, food's a big factor, like that. Making sure that you're fueling your body, all right, with good fuel, what I mean, not the highly processed shit that's all out there and things like that. Making sure that that you're fueling your body for your next day, your workouts, and then sleep. Kind of express how important sleep is. Getting yourself in a routine every day, making sure that you're winding down. Lowering your cortisol levels and really putting your body in a state where it can really maximize the rest, so you can be ready for the next day, like that. And then all the other stuff, guys. As for supplements, hot, cold, treatments and things like that, those are all gonna just enhance your recovery at that, but it's just icing on the top, the cherry on top, for sure, like that. So we can get into those topics a lot more next podcast, guys, for sure, if y'all really interested on different steps on to really enhance those things. But if you're not even hitting those big rocks in the first place, guys, all right, it's not going to make any difference or any use of even diving into those things, for sure.
Well, we're here right now in Southeast Texas, and it's summertime, so please stay hydrated.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Please
big
stay
time.
hydrated, because that is, especially if you're working out, you'll start to feel it. If you start feeling like a nagging headache, you don't know where it came from, you probably need to drink water, man.
Yeah.
Like, just drink water, drink water, drink water.
Telltale sign right there.
Yeah, electrolytes too, not just water, but electrolytes.
If you're starting to cramp up nonstop during your workouts, also need to rehydrate.
If it's not clear, you need more water.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
That's all I'm saying.
Any closing thoughts?
No.
How about yourself?
Man, I really appreciate it. We've been getting some really good feedback from you guys. Which is great. It's awesome. Again, we'll answer any questions you guys have. Appreciate the love. Send the word out. Let people know we're here. We're here to answer your questions. We will answer your questions. We're also going to have a good time. Thanks for supporting us, guys. And next week we'll see you.
Yeah. Again, guys, this is Sweat Equity. I'm Eric Valdez alongside Jules Johnson and Lynn Lopez, guys. All right. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. All right. Look us up on Instagram at SweatEquity_HTX, guys. All right. Be on the lookout weekly, guys, as we send out our Q&A posts. All right. For any questions as what we answered today, like that. All right. Show love, guys. All right. Like, subscribe, and comment on anything that we have out there, guys. All right. To continue supporting. Thank you very much. All right. Y'all have a good one. All right. Until next time.
See ya.